Somebody opens an issue on the Claude Code repository. Empty folder, no repository, no Claude.md file. Still, simple prompt hi, cost 31,000 tokens. Second person measures a single trivial messages also consumes 17,400 tokens. Both were closed by bot. Meanwhile, the thread about hitting the usage limit is still open, having 1,484 comments. So the number is either real or it isn't. And nobody with the access to the answer has said either way. That's the thing I can actually settle. Not by arguing about it, but by reading what my own machine already wrote down. 45 sessions, 12 different projects, 11 different versions of Claude Code, and my cheapest cold start is 22,638 tokens, whereas the worst cold start is 131k tokens out of 200k. 18% of a 200k context window gone on average before I typed about. Startup context is every time you open a new session of Claude Code. Whenever you open a new session, Claude Code writes down everything inside this Claude projects directory. Over here, all the projects where you have opened a Claude Code session gets logged. Inside this, there will be a JSON-L file. This JSON-L file will be loading each and every tool calls, each and every user prompts along with the tokens usage. But this file, nobody opens it. To read through these files, I made a tool cc-startup-audit. This is currently on PyPy and it can be simply run with the UVX command. Simply run it with the UVX cc-startup-audit, and this can also probe your MCP servers. So currently this is probing my MCP servers to list down what are the tool schemas that are available for those MCP servers. Once this is done, it will open up a report like this. What this shows? It shows that I have ran the Claude Code on a 45 different sessions across the 12 different projects. Out of those 45, the 36 were the cold starts, where the cheapest cold start was costing around 22k tokens as part of the first context. Median of all these 45 sessions is around 35k tokens. This is nearly 18% of 200k context window before I typed any keystroke. And the worst one, that is 131k tokens out of 200k context window. This is nearly 66% of the window of my context. Obviously, I wanted to know where these tokens are going. And here is the anatomy of the median cold start session. Most of them, nearly 29k tokens are going into the system prompt and tool schemas. The remaining are going into the skill catalog, auto read files, the deferred tool index, MCP instructions and all. But 81% of these 35k tokens are clearly going to the system prompt and tool schema. And something more interestingly, what I found is the tool deferral. In 31 sessions, the deferred tools data entry was present. And in those sessions, the cold start was nearly 34k. Whereas the 5 sessions where the deferred tools data entry was not present, the cold start is nearly 71k tokens. This is nearly 2x. I have tried to go deep down over there. Why this is happening? Is this the Claude Code different versions? Is this the MCP tools or what? But I didn't find anything. So if you are knowing why the deferred tools data entry was not present for some of the sessions, let me know in the comments. In this tool, I have added an MCP probe as well. This asks each MCP server for its tool list and measure its response. In my setup, there are 3 MCP servers, which is using most of the cold start tokens. One of them is the token cell, that is using nearly 81 tools and using 14k tokens. Firecrawl is the second, that is using nearly 8,000 tokens. Turns out I should be probably audit token save tool first in my next videos. Now there will be an obvious question. Isn't all of these are cached? Yes, but not on a cold start. Across my 36 cold start sessions, cache reads were 0 on the first request, whereas the 97% of those tokens were the cache writes. So the first request creates the cache, whereas the second request onwards, the caching is actually helping us. So caching doesn't make the startup cost disappear. It makes the next request cheaper. And one quick credit. I'm not the first person to measure this Claude Code token usage or the startup usage. Sistema also did this. They did with the proxy-based measurement and roughly got nearly 33,000 tokens that are going into the startup cost. For me, the median is 35k token. The different methods, but nearly same ballpark. And that's why I built the cc-startup-audit. Run simply one command, with the UVX. If you need to anonymize the report, use --anonymize, and that will not show the project names as it is present. It will be anonymizing the project. If you want the dashboard, use --HTML. Two things I would love to see in the comments. What is your median startup cost? And if you find a cold start without the deferred tools delta, what was different about it?